Welcome to Unit 3, which is feasibility. A number of you may well in your professional careers, or may even actually be in the past 12 months on placement, be involved in feasibility studies of new service, a new product, or new experience development. Essentially, is it going to work? However, it's a little more complex than this, and in essence in this particular module you have a number of feasibility checkpoints, and the burden of evidence and proof increase through it, through pitch and pour, through written assignment 2, which is assignment 3, and the full business, pitch and pour, assignment 2, which is the written proposal, and assignment 4, which is the final business plan. But essentially for this one, and it needs to be done by, elements of it need to be done prior to the pitch and pour, need to look at forms of feasibility in terms of how you're going to judge whether it's going to work. And the first one is product or service feasibility. Now what you need to do then, and you must do prior to pitch and pour, doesn't matter in terms of the target market again, you need to do some form of product concept acceptability research. You have an idea, what do other people think about it? The methodology doesn't need to be as credible as what is going to be in your dissertation or what will be in the final business plan, but you must test out what they think about it. Last year we had a very successful business plan which was looking at a sweet potato orientated, in fact a single menu item, event catering truck, and the concept testing involved testing the products. And have you ever tasted a sweet potato chocolate brownie? Don't. But that's what I'm looking for. If you're looking at, I'm looking to actually test the concepts. At this stage, pitch and pour, if you have a food orientated or drink orientated concept, you're going to have to test it, experiment prior. But initially, a concept board, a concept statement, is it acceptable? Secondly, you need to think about target market feasibility, industry feasibility, look at the overall dynamics of the competition, but then you need to look at, importantly, is target market feasibility asking people, okay, there's the concept, are you going to buy it? If so, how often, when, and what's your price expectation? That's called an intentions to buy survey, and no doubt go into it in greater detail, but what do you think about it? Are you going to buy it? And thirdly, do you have the resources internally, just briefly a pitch and pour, don't worry too much, organisational feasibility, and fourthly, finance. You've got the rules of the assessment, the rules of the assignment, the rules of the module. You know how much capital you have free of interest, you know how much you're allowed to borrow at going bank rates. Even for pitch and pour, some form of rough costings, rough capital costing rather, not sales costings or revenue costings, capital costings would be useful. So feasibility, even an indication of, or certainly in a pitch and pour when you're defending your concept, should be looking at product service feasibility, target market feasibility, primary research required, concept acceptability, intentions to buy, organisational feasibility, i.e. your own resource base in terms of you and your partner and your skill sets, which we talked about later, and obviously financial feasibility. Okay, so it's important and it should be fun. Reread the PowerPoints and discuss with one of your module team to actually see where you're going and how you can actually test feasibility of your product or service.